Alright, I'm so excited to do this video. This is one I've been wanting to do since started my channel like 15 years ago. Um, just haven't had the right time or right mood. Everything's gone wrong. It's called The Legacy of Zolidar. It's about my WoW career and with some other Blizzard games. Um, Basically, I'm going to start out with just going through old screenshots because that's fun. The next one's going to be, basically, I'm going to go through my entire history of playing WoW. I hope these screenshots kind of prove it. Maybe, maybe not. I have to start this video by prefacing, I apologize. I don't have TBC or Wrath pictures. Let's put it this way. My family went through a big breakup during that time. There's a lot of trauma in that area. At the end of like Wrath into Cataclysm. I don't think I even took screenshots during Cataclysm. I raided a lot and tried to just ignore everything going on around me. My Wrath screenshots were on a hard drive that has since died. I'm gonna eventually someday go, because I love Wrath, it's my favorite one. I'm gonna eventually go try to recover that hard drive and those pictures, but it's not happening anytime soon. What I got is classic pictures, because my father has actually saved them through all these years, because they're classic. I have screenshots for Mists and on, basically. But I'm gonna go through a whole timeline of my time playing World of Warcraft in a different video. For just today, it's just the screenshots. Yeah, and I'm gonna react to them at the same time I'm showing them off. So, hopefully nobody thinks I'm faking these or anything. As you can see, they're all still labeled like WoW screenshot, whatever the date and time. I know Blizzard can authenticate these because there's some kind of hidden watermark or something, so let's start off with this one called 2017. I'm just going to go in order of how they are on my computer. I'm sure they're not in chronological order of how they happened. Let's see. First picture. I'm comparing the legendary hands to my hands that I have on. Pretty sure. Oh, here's a little thing. For some reason, in the middle of my WoW career, I thought somebody was after me or something, so I changed my name from Zolidar to Barga, and then back to Zolidar at some point. Also, I have faction changed to play with friends, so some of these screenshots in here, I'm Alliance. I've always really considered myself a Horde main, but I'm not. I've played both factions for the entire time. So this picture, obviously, yeah, I'm comparing the legendaries to these gloves. Sephu's secret. I think I was looking at this to show off how shitty this is. And I was telling myself this is the first legendary in Legion that I didn't want to get, and I think it's the first one I got. Something about this, or they just added the something with this legendary I'm looking at here. Here's some fun screenshots. So one of these days I was playing Legion and the servers went down, but I was desynced and still online. Now, for whatever reason, I was on my flying mount and it let me just go anywhere in the world. So I went to the world's edge. I went to Ebb and Hold to see, because I didn't know if you were desynced, if there'd still, like, if NPCs would still be doing, like, NPC things, or if they just wouldn't show up. Turns out they just don't show up. This is me, like, looking at Tomb of Sargeras. I wonder if this is before the Tomb of Sargeras patch. It might be. I think I told myself I was gonna go there and then just didn't go there. Here I'm just showing off my item level. I got to 950. I was like, I think I was asking myself, I wonder if this expansion will end at 1,000, but it never, I don't think it ever went to 1,000. Also, I do have my cam covering some of the screenshots. I guess I'll have to describe what people are saying. I'll try to show it if it's appropriate, but some of them are really bad, so... This is another time I was doing a Nixie's Lair and the server went down on like a Tuesday. I desynced again, so I just flew and I think I was falling for like... Because I was desynced, the death floor didn't work. And I just let my Demon Hunter fall for like 4 hours and then finally it, like, yeah, I got the disconnected from server thing. Obviously when I came back I was dead and in Westfall because that happens for some reason. I think this is just a random mistake screening. I was just leveling up a character named Meme Master Z. I'm sure one of these people in this group is one of my friends that wanted to play with me on a different server. So I just popped all the heirlooms on and was just trying stuff. I think I was trying the swords instead of the Arcanite Reaper. Photographer. This is the day I got Thundergod's Vigor, which was like one of the best Legion legendaries for Prot. I was so excited by this. They had just upped the legendaries from 1 to 2. So not only did I get this, but I could also wear it, because now you can wear 2 legendaries instead of 1. Just to preface, this is one of the worst systems they've ever had in WoW, where you just get a legendary randomly. I hope they... If they ever bring back a system like this again, just make it so you can target them or something. 10,000 world quests. I loved world quests, especially the Legion ones. I did every one on the map every day. I think this is not very far into Legion, actually. This screenshot here, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I think it's another mistake screenshot, but what's funny is I'm pretty sure I remember this day, and this was supposed to be a key. We zoned in, and one of these guys, right before this in the chat log, says, "Fuck yourself," and leaves the group. So I'm pretty sure he was mad about the fact that this was just a normal instead of a key. Because Mythic Plus was kind of new, and this guy wanted to run a key. And then I think the guy who said fuck you and left was like the guy who said he had the key. What? So, a mistake screenshot, but a funny story. If you can tell I'm the standard UI Andy, I don't like the add-ons that give you like weird bars and stuff. I just like putting them on here. Now that the UI you can move these, I don't see why you need a bar add-on anymore, but haha, this is a great screenshot. So for anybody who doesn't know, my father has played this game since beta. He loves WoW. He used to be a hardcore MMO player of like the old ones like EverQuest, RuneScape, all that crap. However, this is him. The story of this is Shadowcrafter Varun, who spawns right here, right where he's standing, did not spawn for a week. And I run up, and I didn't even know my dad was online this day. I run up, and I see him, and I message him like, "Hey, bud, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Waiting for this rare." And I'm like, "You're going to be waiting a while, Because I have checked this every hour on the hour for a week. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll watch for you. So then he stood here for like a week. Finally, Blizzard made it where he would spawn every minute. They finally fixed it after like 2 weeks. And this is when layering was like new. I would switch layer and there'd be like 50 people standing there. I'd switch layer, there'd be like 50 more people standing here. What happened was this rare dropped an epic sword or something that was like the best one in the game outside of raid. So like everybody stood here. This was the worst part of the Argus patch. But the funniest thing is that I ran into my father standing here waiting for the same rare. And then I took a screenshot because he finally spawned. Finally, he was there. The Shadowcrest of Varun was the longest wait I have ever done in anything. This fucking rare took 2 weeks to spawn. And then when he finally spawned, he wouldn't stop spawning because they set his spawn rate to a minute. So you'd kill him and he'd be back like... Sometimes he hyper-spawned, he'd be back instantly. Here's another great picture. Eternal Hunt is a hunter I leveled up in like Mists of Pandaria, and then leveled it up again like when I felt like it. This picture was to prove to my aunt that you don't need any skills or anything to play the hunter. Can you tell why? I replaced every button on my bars with Cobra Shot and out DPS'd her hunter. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my aunt, and it had nothing to do with that. It just had to prove that at the time, hunters took nothing to play. You could just do DPS by pressing one button. And I proved it by changing every single button to Cobra Shot. So this is one of my friends who's still in my friend list today, but doesn't play. I still talk to this person. This Amy Wong is the most insane demon hunter I have ever seen play this game. Whoever Amy Wong is, was a god tank. He would like solo bosses. I don't know what he was doing, didn't ask him, but he was awesome. This is the first day that, oh man, the Shadow Throne or whatever opened? The final raid of Legion, I forget its name right now. But this is also the first time I ever saw the horse as like the full horse. Now, I want you to note the meter. I'm not on the meter because I'm a tank. So there's me and Amy Wong. Again, most insane Demon Hunter player I've ever seen. And Shaylin, who went on to also be a friend. Still plays, but I don't think this character has seen play since Legion. And we're outside the raid because we had just finished it. On the opening day. And I think what happened is we killed Argus and it like kicked us out of the instance. And I think Amy Wong ended up ticketing Blizzard to like, can you give us the loot? Because we finished the raid but didn't get any loot. This is after the end cinematic. Because I was one of the first persons to see the end cinematic, I like flew to Silithus and was like, is the sword actually there? Or turns out they actually put it there. It's there. I mean, it's not all corrupted and stuff anymore, but that was kind of cool. I think this was at the beginning of Legion when I hit 940 and I looked up 940 and like nobody else was 940 yet. There was no group. There were like thousands of groups in the group thing and nobody had one listed for 940. Maybe it wasn't because Awakening Essence is here. Ah, I see. I'm doing /played. It is at the end of Legion because of the Waking Essence, but 1,131 days. I could show it, but that's... I can do slash played when I make another... When I actually log in WoW again, I'll do slash played. This is the first time I saw this mount. This is the day I killed Garrosh and got the Iron Juggernaut and the Tusks of Manoroth on the same day. I didn't get to transmog to the Tusks right away, but I did show off the mount. For some reason, my Hearthstone was set here. I think what happened was, at the time, there was like one world boss, and the world boss spawned. So I set my Hearthstone here for the world boss. This was the day, not the day of, but me and my guild had just killed Gwarm on Heroic. And remember in one of my other tier lists, I was explaining that Gwarm was really easy, but people still couldn't do it. Okay, this screenshot, I'm not going to show you the... Basically, there's a bunch of jokes about Jewish people going on in the chat. I'm not participating. I could show you, but I didn't say anything. I'm not like that. But it's Christmas. So you just need to... All you need to know about this picture is that people in WoW... There's some things they say they should get banned for. But also I took a screenshot because it's Christmas. The chat's really bad, but it's Christmas Day. Okay, it looks like that's the end of those screenshots. Classic. Now again, these are shots that my dad has kept. These aren't my screenshots. I had my own account. I was too young to even take screenshots or anything. These are just shots my dad took. And I can show you who I am in the guild. Our main tank Cammy, who still plays to this day, got the server for Thunder Fury. Sorry, I gotta... This is us killing... My father is the gnome right here. He played a character named Neeple. Was in the list. And I am playing this paladin right here. My name was Zelkor at the time. I will go into why my name is Zolidar based off this later, but I am this paladin right here. Full light forged. Big healer energy. There's all of us stacked for Chromagus. One of our friends got server for Sulfuros. This is actually a screenshot I found online. However, I remember Emily Spear transferred to our server. And I've actually seen this character. And I'm pretty sure Emily Spear still plays and is still in Method. And yes, this player has, like, finished the game multiple times. So this is a cool screenshot to show that off. Oh, wait, Method is EU. Still, I remember this character. I've seen... Maybe I tried on EU server once or something. Anyway, I just know... It's funny that this screenshot, I remember seeing this character too, and I remember pretty much have always finished, like... Whoever this is finishes the game, which is awesome. This is the first time... These are old. These are... I started playing on launch day, November 23rd, 2004. So did they. This is the first time he saw the dam from this side. So he took a screenshot. This is one of the first ever guild meetings. We all got together and got on voice chat. Back then it wasn't even Ventrilo, it was just like some arbitrary, shitty thing. But that's one of the first shots of a guild meeting. I'm not in this picture for some reason. But, yeah, that was cool. This is actually one of the first screenshots ever taken in World of Warcraft. This is our friend. We were like level 20. Moonlight is another family member. But, my dad's helping a friend do the Voidwalker quest, pretty sure. And they're like level 30 and she's level 10, so... just random shots. I think he had just dinked 40 and he was talking about the fact he can go get a mount now. He's questing, he's like, dude, I don't know. I came back to the keyboard and I was dead. And I'm like, did you fall through the world again? Clearly, he fell through the world again. Let's see the chat here. Oh, he's talking about setting up, taking these screenshots, basically. Just random shots of him just leveling. I think right here he's finally like 45. Now, what happened was I played his account a lot. I made him gold, and then he would send me stuff to buy the stuff I needed for raid or whatever. I think the reason I had full light forged is because, like, I farmed some of it, and then the pieces you could buy, he just sent them to me. This is when Wrath of the Lich King launched. Wrath of the Lich King Classic. I hit level 80 in a day. From level 1. I didn't transfer any characters or buy the pass or anything. I leveled this Warlock by myself. So, I don't know why... oh, this is a classic because it's Wrath Classic, so... So, if anybody wants to tell me what the release date of Wrath Classic was, I think this was a day later. And I just stayed up and grinded through it. Next. Some Diablo 3 screenshots. This I had just completed tier 150, which is a YouTube video. I finished tier 150 again, but faster. I'm ranked 47th in the world on this, in whatever season this was. This is a hardcore death. I died to a laser beam, but I was lagged the hell out because my character died here, but I remember I was already like over here on my screen. And then I rubber banded back into the stuff. Killed me, obviously. Rank 25 Barb. This was an early season, so this is before people were pushing up. I think rank 1 was like 130. I love taking screenshots when I hit a level 1000. I don't know. Something about it being a nice round number. This is hit 1100. Another 150 complete. This was the ethereal season. I remember because I'm wearing it. What a good season this was. I hit Paragon level 2000. It's funny. I named this character 150, thinking I was going to do 150. I didn't get it down this season. And I took this screenshot because my Paragons had now exceeded my non-season Paragons. This was another, I hit level 1000, but I actually hit 1001 just from the amount of XP that doing like 140s gives. I took a screenshot of this because this was the most bullshit hardcore death of all time. These guys, I know when they land, they instantly kill you. But the way this worked was these guys were invisible until I was already dead. My character was already dead and flying off, and then these guys showed up. And everybody said F in the chat. I think I was just doing bounties for the seasonal journey and just instantly dead to mobs that you can't see. And I know there's like these little rings on the ground when they're supposed to come down. None of that showed up. They were just instantly there after I was already dead. Yet another death. A friend of mine told me that you can die in the Echoing Nightmares on hardcore and it wouldn't actually kill you. It would just kick you out of the Echoing Nightmare. Well, I learned the hard way that's not true. Hardcore is hardcore. You die if you die. This was the highest of Paragons I had ever reached in a season. I've since reached higher Paragons. I just don't have screenshots of it. But Meteor Girl was insane. I was 2028, and I think this is the end of that season. Once again, Paragon 1000. I'm thinking about why this picture was taken. I'm pretty sure this clan was notorious botters. And I was trying to go through looking at the playtimes of the top like 10. Every single one of these was a bot. They had a playtime where they just, since the season started, they just would have never logged off. And I think I wanted this screenshot to prove there was a botting problem. But then I forgot to open up the show the times played. Rank 1, baby. I became the best monk in the Americas for a brief second. This was about 4 hours after season launch. I did a 119 and was rank 1 for about, like, I don't know. I'm going to say I was rank 1 for like 5 minutes, and then somebody did like a 130 and pushed everybody way down. So that's my Diablo pictures. I got to rank 1 and pretty much called it a day. I was done with that. I kind of did my goals. I'm the best player in the world for a brief second, so... Not world, but region. I'm pretty sure I checked. I was rank 1 world, too. Diablo 4. I've got 2 screenies from Diablo 4. My level 100 Druid, which is also a YouTube video, so it doesn't really need to be here, but... And I actually found, this is the best item I found in Diablo 4 so far. It's like perfect. For Bone Spear. It's not perfect, but it's... I think to get a perfect one would either cost you billions and billions of gold, or... You know. This is the best item I've seen drop personally myself. Okay, next. Legion. I love taking pictures of my bank back in the day because I wanted a record of what I had. I didn't get the legendary ring yet, clearly. But if anybody at Blizzard sees this, I want to point out that I have the gold challenge mode gear from Mists Pandaria, okay? I have it. Look, it's in my void storage. I've ticketed you. I cannot get the items again. So like I said, I faction changed to Alliance because I wanted to play with my friends. Then I faction changed back because I want to play Horde. It ate my mob challenge mode gear, and the vendor will not sell it to me. And I've ticketed, and they said, it's gotta be an original character. It is the original character. It just went through faction changes. But, notable things, I have the cloaks from Pandaria. I have Sulfuros, Shadowmourne, Thunder Fury, Warblades. Like every Thoradol's in here somewhere. I don't know where, but anyway, next. Aurea I had down after 0 seconds. 0.00 seconds. In fact. I took the screenshot because this is funny. This means the boss died by me looking at it. Okay, next. I finished Broken Isles Pathfinder. I don't know, somebody can check this date, but this may have been like the first day it was out, or I always unlock everything as fast as I can when it is this game changing. This is a funny one. I took this screenshot on the day Legion launched. Or was Demon Hunter early access? Something like that. But I joined a battleground because I wanted to see how bad it was. This is how bad it was. Every single person in all battleground is playing Demon Hunter. All of them. Another photographer. This is on the same day I took the other sword picture, I took this picture, and I wanted to see how far away it would render from. Basically, if you move back like one more key press, this disappears. Or if you move closer one more key press, it like glitches. So this is the farthest render distance that you can see it from. This is like the middle of the Barrens. This is just cool wallpaper. This was the day after Argus closed, and it, like, poofed out or whatever. Argus used to be in the sky of the planet. This was, this guy used to patrol back and forth down the path in Argus, and I got sick of him killing me, so I just stood there and killed him instead. And then he respawned up the path like a minute later. Turns out it wasn't supposed to be killed. This is actually not me. This is a picture my friend sent me of she got Onyxia, so it's she sent me the original thing, which I told her was really not. You shouldn't do that. I made it into a secret room in WoW that you're not supposed to get into. I just like exploring, so I thought this was just a cool, like, transmog. I somehow got Warlock transmog on my warrior for like one day, and then what happened was I think they realized I mixed it up or something, and then all my transmog was like reverted the next day. This is me. You can't see it in here because, yeah, I can move my camera. I got to Prestige 15, doing nothing but the Warden Towers. I told myself I was going to get to 25, but that didn't happen. I got to 15, and then I gave up. Like I said, I did every world quest every day, and they wanted you to actually PvP to get them, which was fine, but I wanted to see how far I could get without in PvP without ever actually doing PvP. This is Captain Placeholder. I'm not really going to go into it, but if you know Captain Placeholder, that's him. He's right there. This is just a bunch of stuff people should have got banned for again in the chat. I'm not going to go into it once again, but the chat, I took a screenshot because this is just real. This is real bad, guys. More exploration, I guess, on a Demon Hunter Panda, which makes no sense. This was a guy who had just said, hey, I came back from playing WoW. I haven't played since Wrath of the Lich King. Our Feast's still good. We told him, no, unfortunately, Feasts are kind of different now. Like, there's new ones. And he proceeded to throw down so many Feasts that it, like, crashed to the battleground. And this was the start of it. This was just showing off my big damage. I did like four times everybody else's damage. Couldn't tell if it was good damage for the time, but I felt like I was just blasting. But yeah, it's just showing off big damage. I took this picture because it's kind of cool. When Illidan stuns you, you can... This was bugged for like a week. Illidan stunned you and you could still move around. Your character wouldn't actually move, but the model would. Like, you could like run back here and stuff, but you'd still technically be stunned right here. And then when the stun ended, you'd like snap back to being right here. It's kind of funny. They fixed it in like a week, but that's what this screenshot is. This was, I was getting really bored towards the end of Legion and decided to make one of every character to do every order hall. Because I was wondering if there was like a feat of strength for it. Turns out there is. Another screenshot of the bank. I got my Legion legendaries that I like wear down here. All this stuff is now sold because of the way transmog changed. Yeah, everything here has been vendored since. I had a ridiculous amount of Legion mats. I had like legendaries piling up for other classes. I had like every Legion legendary. I even had some of the, I even kept some of them low item level to show if I got them like before the they were capped at 1,000. Because you could upgrade the 941s to 970, and then the 970s to 1,000. And I think I upgraded, this ring was originally 940. I think that's the first Legion legendary I got, was this one. It was called like the Wall or something. It made your shield wall like cool down way faster. Another bank shot. I just took 2 bank shots, one after the other. This is the day I got Tashalak. I still can't say it. Oh, I took this screenshot because I was in this PvP zone and I kept killing this guy over and over. And he came in and said a bunch of racist stuff and left. So, again, another bad chat that I can't show. And I'm not trying to be like a white knight or... But, like, sometimes people take it, like... If you go above and beyond to be annoying, I'm sorry, but there's a report thing in the game. I'm gonna report you. And I took the screenshots just in case they wanted, like, proof or whatever. That, and I had just become Lord of the Rings. Another bank shot. This, I think I told myself I cleaned up the bank, but look, it's clearly not. There's still, like, random stuff in here. Oh man, look how many garrison upgrade things I had. I thought I was starting to pile those up too. Rank 6 insignia from like a classic. Okay, so once again, Blizzard, please, I have the items. And look, I'm back to being Zolidar. I still have them. Why can't I buy them? They just, when I faction changed back to Horde right after this, they just poofed. Okay, so these are just random shots of me exploring End Times Dalaran. Because once again, I desynced and could, like, fly around for some reason. There's nothing to these. You can, anytime you desync, you can go explore all this stuff. For some reason, I had a quest that turned me into a Draenei, and then I wanted to show off I was level, I could hit level 29. Yeah, my War Swords of the Valadar were 29, and... Oh no, sorry. My Warbreaker was 29. My War Swords were 29. And my scale was 31. Before the change that uncapped this. Blizzard talks about there was an AoE problem. Yeah, I went into Eye of Azar and saw how high I could get this. The highest I ever saw was 102 targets. This was dumb. I don't know. I leveled this DK up just to show that this was a problem. Just took another cool screenshot for a wallpaper. I started this Nightborn character that, like, when Allied Races were announced. I unlocked the Heritage Armor and never played this character ever again. I also leveled up a Shaman at the beginning of Dragonflight, actually. This is Dragonflight. No, because the new talent trees would be in. This would be the beginning of BFA. And I found this funny, this unlimited power passive. Somebody mentioned Star Wars, and, you know, when the Emperor goes, unlimited power. That's what... It's funny that they added this in as a talent. And I was showing off that because it was the Legion the BFA pre-patch or whatever, everything was broken. All the different add-ons or whatever. This guy, I don't know him. It was just a random screenshot. He wanted to... I think he looked at my achievements or something. He's like, dude, you've been playing this game forever. And I'm like, yeah, you're not kidding. And then he took a screenshot. And then I took one with him because he wanted a screenshot with me, so... Yeah, this is what I was talking about. This character is still on my list, but I've never logged in since I got the armor. Armor looks cool, but that's pretty much all there is to it. I was leveling up a character called We Are High Mountain. And floating sign that's still here from old Wrathia Highlands. I wish I would have moused over them and took screenshots, because this one says Refuge Point, which is now, like, not in the same place. And this is Stone Tusk Village, which is also pointing to the wrong. Not only is this floating and still, like, left over, but it's wrong. This is just a mistake shot. There's nothing to this. Yeah, I don't know. Picture when the tree burnt down. This is my friend, from the one from before who was riding Anixia. She sent me this screenshot again. I guess I'll show off the Legion memes. When Legion was announced, I thought I was funny. So I made a bunch of memes. See, I can't spell. I'm dented. They still got 2 specs. They really need to give them, like, a ranged one. I mean, they gave us Augmentation Invoker. Just give us, like, Fellslinger or something. This is my favorite one. That's actually pretty funny. This one's really good, too. I don't get it's not funny. You wanted it, we gave it to you. Yep. Okay. I'm dumb, I'm dented, I know. Miss Pandaria. I got a quest called Wrath of the Lich King. And I remember I called my dad and I said, well, roll credits. It's done. I got the quest called Wrath of the Lich King. This monk wanted to tank and wanted to prove that you can actually become immortal. He had an absorb for 2 times his health pool, and this just kept getting bigger. And he just kept pulling stuff. And he's like, yeah, monk is broken, mists. So, it's just the big damage number is the only thing that's relevant here. Oh, and look, at this time, I was Worgen, actually. Remember I said I faction chained a couple times? At this time, I was Worgen for some reason. There's something about I wanted the Dark Flight for some reason. Oh, look, there's me wearing the armor I want back, Blizzard. But, I was human, then I did a lot of race changes in, like, a couple months. I was human, I was a night elf. I was human again, female. And I got obsessed with the, potion that would freeze guys when you killed them. So this guy, this is when Weak Wars first started, like, getting big, or add-ons like it. This guy wanted to know what killed him, so I made a Weak War to bring up what killed him. Death killed him. Instant. And remember that the old classic screenshots? I named one of my characters after one of my family members' characters. But, yeah. It did, told me that he died from death instant. Thanks, Blizzard. Real helpful. Really gives me a lot of details about how he died. Oh, man. This is a time capsule. If anybody remembers before the in-game one, we had OQ. And OQ was like the group finder, but it was actually better. I don't know why they didn't call this guy and implement his group finder into the game. Also, again, I'm female human for some reason. And I'm female human. Actually, I'm female human Worgen, which I don't remember, but that must have lasted like a day. Must have been a rating reason or something behind it, but. Another screenshot with Illidan. Another famous bug where this week actually he would freeze you and then you'd just be stuck there. It would never actually unstun you. But I thought it looked cool, so I took a screenshot. Vash, I don't know. Just random screenshots at this point. I wanted to prove that I've been getting Warglaive since TBC. I'm 90 here, and a Warglaive dropped. I froze Syndegrosa with the potion of stuff that freezes. I froze one of the Valkyr twins. This is a thing in Draenor that's still there. On a mountainside in Draenor, there's a cutoff lake. And for some reason, you can jump down in it. It acts like water, and you can only swim down like one tap, and then it's no longer a lake. Funny little glitch I found. Also, once again, I'm Worgen. I don't know. Dude, Gladiator Stance. I'm gonna make a whole video on this. I'm making an entire video on Gladiator Stance. I love Gladiator Stance. I froze one of the guys from Dragon Soul. I still don't know if this, to this day, if this is fixed, but this Tauren has no face. It's one of the bosses, Blackhorn, I think his name is. And he still has no face. I froze one of the guys and then made it screenshot like he was stepping on me. This is a toy that turns you into a night elf. I froze an imp. Just cool shots. This was a guy I met that, like, literally, like, piece for piece had my transmog except the sword. And he whispered me, he's like, stop copying me. And I'm like, you stop copying me. And, guys, I don't feel so good. Something with Blackhorn, again, this is the same helmet he's wearing, so something with this helmet glitches your whole model out. Private servers, I don't have many of these, but, on one of Warmane's fresh launches, I got first human warrior. And this is that same character, like, a year later. I was finally BIS everything in Wrath. Yeah, I can't, my character on Warmane can't get any better because it's done. Let's see. Warlords. Can we just do Warlords? Maybe not. These are the same screenshots. So, I had so many Garrison followers. It started just taking people off my friends list and just giving me them as followers. This one and this one are just people on my friends list. This picture is my friend wanted to make Thunderfire and asked if I could get the stuff farm, so I said, for 100k gold, I will go grind the stuff to get you a Thunderfire, because he had just got the second binding or something. I'm like, just buy it off the auction house, it'll be easier. And he's like, no, I did the math, it comes up to like 120k. And I'm like, alright, I'll do it for 100. So I sent him all the stuff you need to make Thunderfury. And look, there's the legendary ring from warlords. There it be right there. These photographer shots are kind of cool. I hate the camera patch, but I think the camera's okay. I just took a bunch of random shots. Chilling with our boy Vol'jin when he was war chief for like one patch. I tried to do some like vintage things. There's an achievement for going all these different places and taking pictures with the camera. This was the day they launched, like, something with the Dead Mines was happening, some event or something, so I was there. Figured I'd take the screenshot while I was there too. Here's a fun one. To this day, I'm still working on retail service. I'm still working on The Insane, and I was out here turning in lockboxes to this guy because I do it slowly. Someday I'll have it, but I was turning in lockboxes, and then I looked, and the photography achievement is like to take a picture at Ravenhold. So I'm like, while I'm here turning in boxes, I might as well get that part of the achievement done. This is Deep Home. This is deeper in Deep Home, I think. Akin Down, the Warlords version. Oh, it's to take a picture with Ysera, and I'm like, this is the only place in the game that I know that she is. Oh, I wanted to be a troll for this screenshot, so I used like a toy. Turns you into a troll for like 10 seconds. I had a lot of fun with the camera, the photography achievement, and that's the end of that. I don't use it anymore. I think I got the achievement and haven't used it since. Another Illidan shot. He was still bugged. Still couldn't get out of this stun. So the only thing you can do is take cool screenshots. This was actually on my Demon Hunter. I was trying to fly away from the ship and prove that you can actually escape this room and see that all this room is an optical illusion. It's just a big ball. But I didn't fly far enough. You can kind of see on the edge here. Oh, I'm covering it. You can kind of see the lensing right here where it's... After you get far enough away, you're just falling through the void, and then this whole thing is just a ball. Kind of a cool thing that Blizzard did to make that illusion. Once again, stunned by Illidan, can't do anything about it. Let's see. What's going on in this picture? Oh, I killed the Dungeoneer's training dummy. Somebody challenged me that I couldn't fight this because the training dummy and the tanking one would do damage back to you. And he's like, you can't do it without like a pocket healer, so I just went and hit this thing for like an hour. I'm not showing the chat again because there's some vile stuff, but what I was saying is 666 health, Sail Hayton. It's kind of funny. It's Just a random group, but somebody mentioned that I had 666.6k health. I'm stunned, and this is the week they fixed it finally. But I thought this was cool because it looks like I'm gonna chop his leg. This is the same shot, just from a different angle. So this guy, Soak. Snakes on a plane starter, you don't look like much, but for some reason, I remember this guy was the best tank on our entire server. I logged in one day and he's like the only guy online. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, checking my mail. And then he's like, do you want to do Ashran? And I'm like, nobody wants to do Ashran. And then that was our whole conversation. But his transmog don't look like much, but this guy was like full mythic geared. And Snakes on a Plane Strider was like a joke. He was actually in like one of the best guilds on the server. I think he made this as like a, not a bank, but you know, he still ran with his guild without actually being in their guild. This is the day they changed it so you could transmog to legendaries, and I thought I would be cool and put the Warglaives on. Now, nothing is going on in this picture. Nobody's even saying anything. However, this character is a joke. 5%. Me and my friend started playing Diablo 3 back in the day, and he's like, yo, my monk's got 5% crit. Isn't that sick? And I'm like, hey, buddy. 5% crit is the baseline. You actually have 0 crit equipped. And then ever since, it's been an inside joke. I now, this mage still exists, I still play him sometimes, and his name is 5%. It's an inside joke, but it's, to this day, he still gives me shit every time I log in this character. It's like, it's not funny anymore. I'm like, it's pretty funny that you thought you were, like, doing something and actually had no crit at all. So, the screenshot needs some context. Back in the day, actually, I still think this is the case. You can't set the item level to higher than an item level you have. This guy, who I believe is now on my ignored list, wanted you to be more geared than he was, like way more geared than he was, to carry him in Mythic Blackrock Foundry. And he put item level 700, please. And I'm almost like 800 something at this point. I don't even know if you could get that high. I'm just bullshitting, but I was really geared at this point. And I messaged him and he's like, I don't want any fucking warriors. And I'm like, but I'm like the most geared one you're ever gonna see. And he's like, again, I don't want any fucking warriors. And then I put him on ignore because you're just trying to get free carries. This is Eternal Elf. I made this character and I asked what the transmog was. Remember the shot of my friend on Onyxia? I asked what her transmog was because I wanted to copy it. I made this character and leveled it up this much to copy a transmog. That and I needed a priest, but, you know. There's 5% again. Just proving that he's still there. So are a lot of the other characters. And it looks like I didn't do any leveling between these two. I just took two shots one after another. No, 5% wasn't just an inside joke. This is actually the character I finished the Firelands Legendary Staff quest chain on. His transmog is now that staff with like matching stuff. Let's go one more up. And this is the final set here. This is a picture I made for my friend who was asking about why Legion Legendaries are the worst thing ever. So I made a little slideshow for him. Legion Legendary, shitty stats. Less than a sentence for what it actually does. It makes your Mortal Strike cost 8 less rage. But for all you non-warriors, Mortal Strike does more damage based on costs on... Your Mortal Strike actually did do more damage the more rage it consumed. So this is a DPS loss. Legendary, by the way. And then I put an example of the good legendary. Obviously I had to use the Thunder Fury, right? Sephuz' Secret number 2. Like, they added that, they had just added the haste, which is like... I said, what the fuck is this, a ring? You don't even unlock a transmog? They got one away from terrible game design. They tried to make interrupting cool again, and it just was lame as shit. But yeah, look, classic ledger, amazing stats back in the day. Warrior needed agility, kinda. Resistances, yeah, that's big. I'm wrong about this, by the way. There's a lot of stuff that does way more DPS than Thunder Fury, but it's legendary, and the effect is like, the effect makes up for the fact it's not as big as like the Hungering Cold. Yeah, the huge ass effect, like reading all this stuff does, until you see it in game, you're like, what? And then it did nature damage, which just pierced like shields and stuff. I was young when I made this, so... Yeah, the Hunger and Cold is kind of an exception to... Now that everybody's playing Classic and it's a solved game, actually, you'd wear like Thunder Fury and like this instead of a shield. Fury tank is insane, but anyway. These are more modern pictures. These are the pictures that came like right off my drive like 10 minutes ago. But for some reason when you mount up this mount, you just disappear now. I just got the Incarnate Sky Cleaver transmog, so that's kind of cool. Oh, this was a little bit back still. We're doing Jaina on the day it came out, and this is like an hour after it came out. We blast, the other bosses got blasted. And then this boss was hard for some reason. But yeah, we did it on launch day. Everybody said good luck with Heroic. We absolutely destroyed. I hate Zolidar as a raid, but we absolutely destroyed it. This was the first time I ever saw that many world quests like stacked up like that. I remember taking this shot just to tell my family, like, hey, look, it can be convenient. Oh, look, another Warglaive that I can't pick up or do anything because there's the 2 in my bank, and yeah, I swear every time I kill it, then there's a Warglaive. Just a cool... Oh, this was to show... I didn't even have the camera out. It was just for some reason I was standing here and zoomed in, and this much clipping was happening with everything. The Gara shoulders, the clipping with the hair, the... Yeah. They fixed a lot of this since, but... This is another mistake screenshot, but, there's something going on here. I think this was a hyper spawn. If you killed these 2 guys, they would instantly spawn again back there or something. I think it was still a mistake shot, but Cool transmog, and I was trying to, for reference, remember there was a hyper spawn here. Now this was a cool thing. One day I logged in my Demon Hunter, because I got to level it up to 120 at this point. And for some reason I logged in and I was on the Black Temple. But like the outdoor Black Temple that you can't get into because there's invisible walls all around it. And I'm like, I love exploring the game, so I'm just gonna show what the Black Temple looks like. The uninstanced Black Temple is basically just nothing. It's like this ring, and then you go in, and it's just... It's like how this... It's cool, like, this is how they designed it, because this is where the council fight would be, and then you go up, and Illidan would be up here. But yeah, I don't know why my Demon Hunter was in the Black Temple randomly. I think it might just be like a standard spot that they place you after like a expansion pre-patch or something. Because I hadn't logged in this Demon Hunter in months. Here's another funny one. Growing up, I had a childhood friend. We called him Dillweed. And I lost contact with this guy for years and years and years. One day I log in, and right in front of me is a warlock named Dillweed. I sent him a friend request, and small world, this is actually him playing the game. And I'm like, hey, are we playing the game now? And he's like, hey, you got me into it from your streams. And I'm like, why have you never said anything in chat? And he's like, wait, there's a chat? I'm like, oh no. So, this is funny. I ran across a really old friend from, like, my childhood one day when I just logged in. And there he is, in the flesh. And, I'm playing with my other friend. Well, we're not friends anymore, but, my friend was pocket healing me or whatever. We were doing some quest out here. Oh, this was, before Pathfinder was in. I was telling my friend, look, I'm flying without Pathfinder, and he's like, no. And, this was actually a meme. I'm not actually flying. I was doing some quest with the bombing, and he didn't know that. So, this is just a troll shot. But look. The Longboy had been acquired. This is, when Warcraft 3 Reforged launched. I wanted a cool shot of my character riding the thing, and then I realized my frame's in the frickin' way. And this is my... This character and this character are both the same people. This is her warlock. And we used to play together all the time. Like, every day. And, yeah, I was just showing off Warcraft 3 Reforged has just come out. This is also her. This is her on her druid. I just thought this was funny. I was leveling a gnome and I would get stuck in and on everything. Still. And this is like the one thing in the game I didn't get stuck on. I walked right through it and I'm like, I should take a screenshot just because that's funny. Yeah, I don't feel so good. I think this is my friend asked if I could carry one of their like level like 12 alts or something that transmog to the Fanes of Ashamain for some reason. They asked if I could carry them to see if they could get Ashes of Valar. I said sure. It didn't drop. But yeah, I transformed into Putricide and the weapons are I don't feel so good. I'm gonna lift the webcam up a little bit here. So, this is still one of to this day one of my favorite transmogs. But the main point of the screenshot is what he's saying in the chat here. Can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked. And then he says the next thing that, you know, not gonna say that on my video, or shouldn't say it at all, but yeah, he was livening the mood for our raid. And this Disarlo was awesome. We're doing it on heroic. And I think we went into mythic right after this. We actually cleared it on heroic and then went into mythic like right after. And it was all because this one warrior, this guy, Altazan, great raid leader. Don't know. We're not like friends or anything. I just thought he was a great raid leader. Alright, next. I was just showing off transmogs. Looking back, I think these swords look stupid, how they're like bent. Okay, so Castleman. I bet I can make this transmog actually work now that you can transmog the shield separately. But I like the blue matches. It's like blue and purple-ish. This is black. Everybody uses this. It's black hand. And the Longboy had been acquired. This one I reached level 50, Heart of Azeroth. And at this point I was really dropping off the game. I think this item level is like a joke for the time. But I was kind of done playing like super hardcore or whatever. This was a Eternal Palace launch day. At this point I have no friends and no guild left. So I'm standing outside hoping somebody sees that I'm somewhat geared and like invites me or something. But even my server I think was dying at this point because like look, nobody's here. I unlocked Pathfinder for BFA. This is Mechagon over here, I'm pretty sure. This is actually the beginning of BFA. I took this screenshot to prove I was the Realm First 120 Warrior. I typed in 120. As soon as I hit 120, this guy gives like 4 quests and I had just turned one in and hit 120. And I hit one, I pressed because I didn't want to know. I was trying to blast as fast as I could because I didn't want to see the competition. So I hit 120 and typed in 120 as fast as I could, and I remember this guy was like a streamer who had it all planned out and played the beta and everything. But this Cocoa Puffs guy actually whispered me and is like, how did you do that on a melee so fast? And I'm like, I just blasted, man. I really wish there were Realm First achievements for this, but there's not. But the proof is in the pudding. There's nobody else that comes up, so... What's going on here? Oh, I had completed the war campaign on the same day I hit 120. It's just, I finished and it said to be continued, and I'm like, okay, what now? They put out a whole expansion and gave me 1 day of content. Thanks, guys. This was cool, though. I remember the emissaries. They brought those back, and those weren't always fun, so... Another screenshot, I think I was just showing, like... Showing this nothing to do for me in terms of the progress. So outside Uldir, this guy used to be my guild leader. And then he quit my guild. And the next day I saw him standing outside Ulduar, same name, But now he was Alliance, and he was in this guild, which is hilarious. I just found it hilarious. He told us he quit the game, and then I find him standing outside Uldir with this. That's a great guild name, and he didn't need to lie to us. All he did to say was he's going Alliance or something. I didn't message or anything. I just thought the guild he went to was fucking hilarious. I know this is another slash played. I'm now at 1,660 days. This is a cool, like, traditional orc transmog. I thought at the time, but looking back, it's kind of eh. So this guy, how do I put this? Every week I run Old War. Every week. Because I want the head of Mimiron, and after like 4,000 runs, it still hasn't dropped. But one time, I logged in my Demon Hunter. This guy's standing outside. His name is Companion, and he's in the guild Best Friend. And he's like, if you weren't Horde, I'd give you 1,000,000 gold. I'm like, why? And he's like, because I'm your best friend. I'm like, well, let me make an alliance quick and come over. And he goes, it's not how it works, buddy. And then he logged off. That's funny. Guy named Companion Best Friend just giving people 1,000,000 gold at Old War. This is a Dragonflight launch day. This is right before the Zeppelin came. These guys, all these guys on this side of the picture, like anybody beyond this guy, they got clipped by the Zeppelin. They all got like either disconnected because they were in the Zeppelin's way. And then I remember the Zeppelin would go to take you to the Dragon Isles and then just port you right back here. And this was me in Dragonflight. It's about 10 hours later. I'm level 70, so I leveled it about a level an hour. I didn't think I got any like realm firsts or anything. I just think I was really fast. At this point, the streaming is getting big and WoW's popping off again, and there's no ass competing against people who played this beta. Wasn't even gonna try. And then it took me like maybe 5 more hours. I played for like 16 hours this day. About 5 hours later, I finished the campaign, and I did Lore Master. I did Lore Master. Let's see. November 28th. So Lore Master took me like a week. I swear I blasted through it all in one day, but Lore Master I think took a little longer because the Sojourner ones. Anyway. Yeah, so this picture was taken at 3:11, and the next one's at 9 at night. So I finished the campaign on the same day, but then I didn't finish Lore Master for like a week. It all felt like one day, but whatever. I went back to BFA to see if I could solo anything. Turns out you can't yet. I'm sure you can now with the Madrasil stuff. But more shots of the tree. And I think that's it for the screenshots that I got, guys. Like I said, there's a lot that have been lost to time, and a lot that I can't recover. If I ever do, I will share them with you. It'll be another video, but we're talking like, could be tomorrow, could be 10 years from now, I don't know. So, Stick around for part 2 of this where I go through everything I've done.